Hello and welcome back to the channel. Familiar territory here. So we're at Aldham Junction. You'll have seen that I've done a few of my railway series in Barnsley especially, up to the Worsborough Incline and from Stairfoot. And today's video is going to be down the Great Central towards Wath Station. You will remember a few of the videos that I've done around here recently. So a year ago I did the full Worsborough Incline, which was 7 miles up towards Silkstone Common, which ran along the Great Central line towards Wombwell main junction, which then branched off towards Silkstone Common. Also back that way is you've got Stairfoot, where I've done a few of my railway series from Stairfoot to Aldham Junction. Now if we take a look at Rail Map Online, originally I was going to start the venture at Aldham Junction and finish at Wath. Instead today we're going to be exploring between the Aldham Junction and the Elsacar Junction, which was part of the Great Central Railway. We'll be exploring some of the sites of the old collieries that branched off the line, as well as the site of the old Wombwell Central Railway Station. So looking back towards Stairfoot and Worsborough to the left, you would have had the signal box on the right somewhere here. Now looking this way, you would have had the site of the Mitchell main colliery. So that opened in 1874 and it was established by a guy named Joseph Mitchell, and then in 1882 incorporated as a limited company. And then in 1914 the directors were T.W. Mitchell, who was the chairman and the managing director. Now you can't really see much, but the site of the Mitchell main colliery is now an industrial estate, and it does run for some fair distance down the line. So this is our track bed, which was obviously part of the electrification line towards the Woodhead route, going up the Worsborough Incline. So to the right, like I say, you would have had Mitchell Mains Colliery. And I believe that the Dearne and Duff Canal ran right behind the colliery. And if you did see that video from Stairfoot down to Aldham Junction, we did cover part of the disused canal that ran past the Wombwell main junction, or should I say the Aldham Junction, not the Wombwell main. Let me correct you there. The colliery would have ran to around about here, as you can see on the maps, and you can also see that there would have been a mass load of sidings with a signal box and the pit cottages that would have been located just down here. So to be a bit more precise, the pit cottages would have been located to the left there. The signal box would have been slightly more to the right, and the railway cottages would have been more to the right on here. So where I was just looking there, that's where the railway cottages would have been located. So that's looking back towards Aldham Junction. We're now going to continue our venture down towards Wath via Wombwell Central Station. Now I'm approaching the site of where there was what I believe was called Littlefield Road level crossing. Now I can't find any photographs of the crossing. Now I believe just slightly down here there was a signal box that had control over a junction which went off to the right somewhere around here, and I think it was here actually, because there's a pathway and it was going up towards the Darfield main colliery, which you can see on the map. You can just see a pathway there, so I believe that the sidings took the Darfield main, it says the Darfield main siding, up towards the colliery, which was just up there, probably about less than a mile. So that opened in around the 1850s, and apparently it closed in around 1989. So we're now going to make our way down towards Wombwell Central Station. So like I said, to the left somewhere around here, or probably to the right actually, you would have had the signal box. You won't be able to see anything, even though there might be stuff left. And then there were a signal pole somewhere around here as well. Now it is worth pointing out, obviously the line's closed back in around 81, and it was actually left deserted for a while. And then in around the early 2000s, when they did convert these railways into these Transpennine trails, if you do remember watching my Worsborough Incline series, towards the end I did point out that the tarmac was made out of about 15,000 spare old tyres. So that's what we're actually walking on right now. On the track bed seems to get a lot wider. I mean, look at all this woodland that's grown over the years. We are now approaching the site of Wombwell Central Railway Station. Now Wombwell Station did have, I think, 3 stations. Now there is one that still exists today on the main Barnsley line. Now on this line, the Great Central, they had Wombwell Central Station, and they also had one on the Midland line, which was running more or less parallel, about a mile that way. Before I do get to the station, I just thought I'd point out that I'm walking adjacent to the Wombwell town. Well, it looks like a mini football stadium. Looks really good, that, for a small team. Not bad, eh? You can see on the maps that the tracks did go a little bit wider, and that does explain. You can see where there's probably about 4 tracks at this point. I'm not sure if there was some kind of passing bay or something. This bridge that's behind me is what carries Station Road across the line. So we're near towards the site of Wombwell Central Station. So another closer look at the bridge. Stone base. I believe these are modern repairs for when they decided to electrify the line, because it didn't originally open as an electrification line. Now right here is where the site of Wombwell Central Station would have been. Now station access, according to the maps, would have been up here, because there's a dotted line indicating that there was a footpath that came down into the station round about here. And I think there was potentially somewhere here which has been fenced off. See a few old fence posts here. Now I think the station platforms are buried underneath this vegetation here somewhere. Now I'm going to try my best to match this picture up from this location. You have the station building on the left with a ticket office, and you had the platform just going to the right here, but you can't really see much now because of the vegetation. So I'm just going to match up this picture now and fade it in and show you where the station was.
You keep me on my feet, I'll move to the beat, my favorite song, keep it on repeat, please don't.
So its original company was the South Yorkshire Railway. Pre that it was the Great Central, and before it turned into the London and North Eastern Railway, opening in 1851, and it closed to passengers on the 29th of June 1959, and then it eventually closed on the 6th of January 1964 fully to freight traffic as well. Just come across this railway relic here. I'm not sure if it's a cable conduit. Please leave a comment in the box if you know what that is. Come across a few old lampposts. There's about 2 or 3 of them, and I wonder if these are more recent of these were used as part of the old line. Got a few old boundary posts here on the left. There's quite a few of them that go down the line back towards the station. I'll just give you a closer look. Could you see that one there? I'm guessing there'll be a few more hidden behind here. There's another one there. And this is where we're going to continue. Now there's not much really to document in this section of the line, and it is going to start to rain in a second. I can feel it. It's been quite warm earlier, but you can see the heavens are about to open, so I'm not sure how long I want to stay out here. But it's been a pretty good walk so far. We're going to see what else we can come across. This is the converted side of the Transpennine Trail, and where it widened to 4 tracks is still been left. Just reached this bridge. You can see how wide it is, and it carries Everall Gate Lane across the old line. See the stone bases and the steel bridge on top. And you see how it curves around. Now again, this would have been hired up when the electrification obviously came into place. You see how they've concreted up the ground. Here's another view from the other side. Few boundary posts to the left here with a old metal fence, and here it looks like we've got what could be potentially one of the supports for the overhead wiring, which is great to see because there's not much left. You can see the old metal supports that are on top, all rusted. We are coming now to the site of where the Elsacar Junction was, which is the last video that you'll have seen me do, which actually started on the Great Central line and it went all on towards Elsecar, so it ran for about 2 miles. So I'm just going to come to that junction now and show you. Bit of flooding here on the track bed, and it does get narrower as we head down towards Elsacar Junction. We're now at this bridge that carried the A6195 across the top of the line, and if you do watch my Elsacar video, you'll see that we walked adjacent to the carriageway headed towards Elsacar. Now it looks like we're in like a mini tunnel here, but it's a big dual carriageway that carries the road across the line. And just to my right here is the Elsacar Junction, which is where I did my last video. And if you haven't seen that, please give it a watch, as we discovered a lot more collieries like the Cottonwood, the Simonwood, the Elsacar Main, the Hemmingfield, and then the terminus down at where the Heritage Railway is. So I've covered a double history on that line going that way, so please give that one a watch. Thank you very much for watching that explore between Aldham Junction down towards Elsacar Junction. Now originally I did say I was going to go down to Wath, but I think I'm going to leave that for another day because the heavens are starting to open. So I'm going to cover that in another video. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.